Julie Chrisley's friends sent a letter to her judge. Fans noticed that it missed the mark. The Chrisley Knows Best star and her husband Todd Chrisley surrendered to the police and entered jail last month. They're still trying to fight their crimes. Find out what the letter said and what her friend missed. Julie Chrisley receives a letter from her friend. Earlier this month, one fan took to the Chrisley Knows prison subreddit to share a copy of a letter that Julie Chrisley's friends sent to Judge Honorable Ross. Her friend Allison DeMarcus wants to help her out and fight her crimes. However, it's missing the mark. Fans noticed something strange about it. Most fans said the same thing. They called the letter embarrassing because it didn't mention Julie Chrisley or even defended her. Allison mostly mentioned herself and her accolades. Fans wanted to know the point of this letter. It sounds like Allison was trying to fight on Julie Chrisley's behalf. Yet she didn't even mention the case or explain why she was writing to the Honorable Ross. She only used this opportunity to talk about herself and her experience in the legal field. Her friend could have saved her, but failed to do so. Upset over Todd Chrisley's lies. The Chrisley Knows Best Season 10 premiere is here. The show was filmed before Todd and Julie Chrisley entered prison. The two argued over their renovation plans for their third home, which they bought in the past year. Julie called out Todd for his constant lies. She has a feeling that he's going to want another home. Julie admitted that the constant moving has made her feel stressed and unsettled. She wanted a place that she could call home. Julie was excited about unpacking and being done with moving. She was also hoping it would be her last. Todd and Julie Chrisley don't address their crimes on the show. They're trying to appeal the case with their lawyer. The Chrisley siblings are fighting to get their parents back home. What are your thoughts on Julie Chrisley's friend's letter? Do you agree that she missed the mark? Sound off below in the comment section. Check back with TV Show's Ace for more news on Julie Chrisley. Julie Chrisley, a renowned reality TV star known for her lavish lifestyle and unfiltered attitude, had always been a magnet for controversy. In the realm of fame and fortune, her life had been a roller coaster of emotions, complete with dramatic ups and downs. But the latest twist in her story wasn't of her own making. It was brought about by a friend who decided to send her an embarrassing letter that missed the mark entirely. The letter in question arrived in a beautifully decorated envelope, adorned with intricate calligraphy and an elegant wax seal. The sender, identified as Sarah Thompson, had been one of Julie's closest friends for decades. They had shared secrets, dreams, and laughter, and their bond had been unbreakable, or so Julie had believed. With a sense of anticipation, Julie carefully opened the envelope and unfolded the letter inside. What she expected was a warm and heartfelt message from her friend, filled with good wishes and cherished memories. What she received, however, left her utterly baffled and dismayed. Dear Julie, I hope this letter finds you in good health, though I can't say I envy your lifestyle at the moment. Your recent antics have left me in a state of shock and embarrassment. I never thought I would see the day when you'd stoop to such levels for attention. It's disheartening to see you flaunting your wealth, your extravagant parties, and your self-absorption on television. It's a far cry from the down-to-earth girl I used to know. Have you forgotten your roots? The small town where we grew up, the modest upbringing we shared, and the simple values that our parents instilled in us. Your public displays of opulence have not only alienated our old friends, but also created a sense of resentment among those who struggle to make ends meet. Your actions are an insult to the hardworking people who look up to you as a role model. How can you live with yourself, knowing that your behavior has caused disappointment and disillusionment among those who once admired you? I implore you to reconsider your path. Take a step back from the spotlight and return to the person you used to be. Find your humility, your compassion, and your genuine self. Remember the values that once defined you and strive to be a better, more grounded person. Sincerely, Sarah. Julie's initial reaction to the letter was a mixture of anger and disbelief. She couldn't fathom how someone who had been her friend for so long could send such a condescending and judgmental message. It felt as though Sarah was betraying their friendship, casting stones without any consideration for Julie's perspective. Julie read the letter repeatedly. The words began to sting even more. Sarah's words had deeply wounded her, but they also sparked a sense of determination. She wasn't going to let this letter define her or her life choices. It was time to respond. not with anger, but with understanding and grace. In her response, Julie expressed her disappointment with the tone and content of Sarah's letter, but did so in a way that sought to mend their friendship. She acknowledged the changes in her life and explained that the world of reality TV often demanded larger-than-life portrayals of her daily existence. Julie admitted that she sometimes struggled with the expectations and pressures of her public image, but she was doing her best to balance her career and her true self. She reminded Sarah of their shared history, the challenges they had overcome together, and the dreams they had once dared to dream. She acknowledged that she had changed, but so had Sarah, and their paths had naturally diverged over the years. However, Julie emphasized that their friendship remained precious to her and should not be defined solely by their differences. Julie's response was heartfelt, apologetic for any hurt her actions may have caused, and determined to rebuild their friendship on a more solid foundation. She urged Sarah to open a dialogue and to consider the person she had become instead of just the celebrity she was portrayed as on television. Unfortunately, Sarah's reply to Julie's response was even more disappointing than her initial letter. Instead of showing understanding and empathy, she doubled down on her criticisms and accused Julie of being self-centered and out of touch with reality. The friendship, she claimed, had run its course, and there was no turning back. Julie was hurt, but she knew she had done everything in her power to salvage their relationship. She realized that sometimes even the closest of friendships could reach a point of no return, and it was essential to let go and move on. While Sarah's letters had initially embarrassed her, Julie had come to understand that it was Sarah who had missed the mark entirely by failing to see beyond the surface of her fame and fortune. In the end, Julie decided to focus on those who truly understood and supported her, her family, and her close friends who had stuck by her side through thick and thin. She knew that authenticity was not determined by the size of one's bank account or the extravagance of one's parties, but by the love, compassion, and loyalty one had for others. The episode with Sarah's embarrassing letters served as a lesson for Julie. It taught her to value those who cherished her for who she was and not for her public persona. She continued to be the unfiltered and vivacious person she had always been, but she also became more discerning in choosing who she let into her inner circle. The experience reinforced her belief that true friends accept you for who you are, both in the limelight and in the shadows.